Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Report. It's live on Joy 99.7 FM, also on KT Radio in Koforidua. Coming up this morning, Fitch affirms Ghana's rating at restrictive default following International Monetary Fund deal, adding the country's agreement with official Creditor Committee will be reached by the end of 2023. Also coming up, Finance Ministry begins process to restructure pension funds worth 31 billion Ghana cedis in final phase of domestic debt exchange program, and businesses and individuals urged not to be too expectant as business climate will remain unchanged. We hear from the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry as well as the Association of Ghana Industries. Do stay tuned. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us this morning. Ratings agency Fitch has affirmed Ghana's credit rating at restrictive default. The rating is coming after the country received an International Monetary Fund support program in May, unlocking the fund's board approval for a $3 billion 3-year extended credit facility. Here's more in this report.
Fitch downgraded Ghana's rating to restrictive default from C on 21st February 2023, following the expiration of the grace period for a missed Eurobond coupon payment. According to the rating agency, the country has since made progress with official creditors for a restructuring of its external debts under the G20 Common Framework. It said authorities are looking to restructure $20 billion of external debt, including official bilateral debt, Eurobonds, among others. It continued that financing assurances have been provided by the Official Creditor Committee at its first meeting on 12 May, unlocking the IMF board approval for a $3 billion 3-year extended credit facility. Fitch therefore expects the committee to reach an agreement with the government by the end of 2023 and a treatment of private creditors' claims on comparable terms by mid-2024. The IMF estimates the financing from external debt restructuring must amount to $10.5 billion between 2023 and 2026.
That was a business desk report. Now, government has begun the process to restructure the country's pension funds worth 31 billion cedis. It is therefore inviting holders of these bonds to exchange it for a new set of government papers. Here's George Jaffe with more.
The Finance Ministry, in a statement, noted that the invitation is intended to enable pension funds to preserve what government describes as their patrimonial value, whilst exchanging eligible bonds for papers that offer more potential liquidity. The offer is targeted at pension funds that have been invested in Government of Ghana bonds, the ESLA PLC, and the Dachi Trust PLC. The offer, which started from yesterday, is however expected to end on the 18th of this month. However, the Ministry of Finance maintains that it may extend the offer subject to how the exercise goes. Government earlier this year announced that it has reached an agreement with the public sector workers on how it should handle their pension funds going forward. However, it is not clear for now whether all the various unions are on board with respect to these proposals the government has tabled in its fresh debt exchange program for the pension funds.
George, I feel with that report. Meanwhile, the Ghana Cocoa Board has revised the deadline for the debt exchange program for cocoa bills to Thursday, August 3. That's because Friday is a public holiday. Therefore, persons willing to exchange their bills have until August 3 to do so. Now, government has given assurance it will be prudent with its expenditure for the rest of the year to stabilize the economy. This is after Finance Minister Kenneth Werta announced 21 billion cedi cut in total spending for the next half of the year. Information Minister Kojo Ponkuma tells Joy businesses may come with some challenges, but government is still committed to implementing these measures to turn things around.
We have to live by our word. If we say that we would ensure that we do not go out of the deficit constraints that we have imposed upon ourselves, we have to do well to ensure that we live by it, because if we don't and we engage in any more fiscal slippages, not only will the relative stability that we have now elude us, but we'll be putting ourselves in some jeopardy moving forward.
That was Information Minister Kojo Ponkuma. More from the media budget review. The government says it is expecting some positive results from most of the economic policies undertaken to stabilize the economy. Presenting the media budget review in Parliament, the Finance Minister Kenneth Werta said Ghana will soon produce more domestic goods to replace imported ones. Here's more.
In updating Parliament on the policy measures implemented so far in the 2023 budget and fiscal year, Mr. Oforiatta assured that efforts are being made to stabilize the economy. According to him, many of the policies will begin to yield results soon.
We are determined to continue down that path. Soon, we expect the measures taken result in economic activity greater than anything experienced in the history of the Fourth Republic. Our plans and programs should soon lead to a sustained increase in domestic production, including manufacturing and farming, replacing many of the products that we are used to importing.
The Finance Minister also hinted of plans to collaborate with the private sector to ensure a friendly business environment to attract both local and foreign investors.
Develop a framework for the V20 Climate Prosperity Plan to attract climate investments from the private sector, and initiated the Mutual Prosperity Dialogue to crowd in domestic and external private investment to underpin our growth strategy.
Despite challenges faced with revenue mobilization, government has decided to stay away from requesting for more funds. However, the minister announced a reduction in appropriation from 227.7 billion cedis to 206 billion cedis.
Ebenezer Sabute's report read to you. Well, do not be too expectant in the coming days as the business climate is not going to change. This is indication from the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. According to the chamber, the media budget did not inspire hope for the private sector, hence the cost of doing business is going to be the same. Here's Chief Executive of the chamber, Mark Bedu-Abuaje.
If policy rate still remains at 30% and translating into a high cost of borrowing, if constantly we are going to see tariffs, electricity tariffs and water tariffs going up as stated in the IMF document, we haven't seen the COVID tax being removed. We still see all these taxes around. Then definitely businesses will also react. Those that cannot absorb will definitely push some of these costs to consumers. So as I said, for me, it's just a rhetoric. Didn't see anything much as we were expecting that at least there will be some sort of clear direction on how they are going to move the business environment.
Meanwhile, the Association of Ghana Industries has expressed concern the media budget failed to address high taxes affecting the private sector. Greater Choir Chairman Chonam Akpelo says local businesses wanted a review in some taxes.
We do not necessarily expect much in terms of new taxes and so on. But what we do expect is a review of most of the taxes that have been slammed on industry downwards. Because as we